Hi, this is tennis player Mariana Dragic, and you're watching Von Allen Sports, real and honest sports analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go!
Von Allen Sports.
How's it going, guys? All right. We have, man, things happen so quickly, right? We have like news just so quickly, like every day, all the time. Um, Something's always happening here, I guess, but that's just how it is these days. Okay. So, all right. Actually, just one moment, guys. Sorry. So sorry. Okay. So, no testicle difficulties tonight. Wardrobe malfunction. How about that? Okay. So, boom. Let's go. All right, I'm ready now. I am ready now. Okay, so uh, as you guys know, we had the week 4 to go back over. Did some of that a little bit in Sunday night's post game. But we mainly talked about the Chiefs and Bucs. We touched on just a little of the Patriots, but everything else we didn't really go over. But now we have new information regarding Tom Brady, and normally I would not address the Tom Brady situation in his personal life with a divorce possible that's coming, which is we probably know is coming. Normally, I wouldn't address that, but it's in season, and because it's in season, that means it's football effect. It affects football, and so yeah, we're gonna have to go with that. Also, I got some mail in today, something interesting from Von On Sports subscriber, and I just wanted to show that off real quick as well. I love it when you guys send in things, and it's really nice. First one here is Biden. Blah, blah, blah. If the real Biden was as punctual as you and efficient, this country might not be going to hell. All right. Thank you. You watched the Bounty Gate series? Yeah. Yeah, I'm really proud of that documentary. I really worked hard on it. And that Bounty Gate was actually the reason that one was first is because it was getting experience doing an investigative journalist kind of thing, and I wanted to get that off on record and get the experience of that before going into Deflategate, which needed to be a home run. There's so much been talked about that already. Anyone who still believes that that was a real thing is honestly quite ignorant. And I don't mean ignorant in a name calling way. I mean literally ignorant of the information that has come out and that is out there. But it's still good to have it all in one documentary and one presented in such a way. What's up? Welcome, Alpha Courage, Bogle WC. It's Finnical. Oh, what's up, man? Satire Junk is here. Dave Willauer, what's up, Dave? Tiffany. Uh-oh, Tiffany, watch out. You might not like some things I have to say tonight. I hope it's okay. But you're a big Brady fan, so I'm sure you'll probably agree with me. Okay. Michael Swearingen, welcome. Gord King, Celtics Nation, Mike Miller, Tapasio, welcome back. Tyree, Brandon Burkert. All right, guys. Awesome. Satire Junk, did I say your name yet? All right. Okay, so that damn moth is back in my face. That thing is, he likes me for some reason. You guys have to know. James Johnson, what's up, man? Welcome. Raphael, told you your 49ers were going to win. Did I call that or what? Did I nail that or what? Boom. Anthony, Preston, welcome. Okay. Yeah, so what's happened here in our place is that, yep, absolutely. What happened in our place is that I'm a big animal lover. Animals seem to just kind of flock to me for some reason, and ever since I was a kid, it was like that. Like when I was a little boy, I risked my life a lot of times for my pets, and it drive my parents crazy. You know, one time I was trying to help ducks cross a highway. Get away from me! God dang! All right, I'm going to kill you next time, and I normally don't do that. So, um, oh, I got an idea. Okay. Um, so like I was helping a duck and their ducklings cross the street out there, in traffic. Another time, it was a tornado coming, and instead of going underground with my family, I was out trying to save my cat. It was just like, this is what I do, right? But now we live in West Hollywood. It's all concrete, there's no real land unless you go up into the hills. And I've got squirrels that come on my balcony because we have a tree that comes. We're the only tree branch. So the city kind of came in and wanted to cut branches that extended all the way to all apartment balconies, except for ours. So the guy was sitting there out there on the tree cutting it, and Melena runs out there and goes, no, 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 you can't cut that branch. That's for our squirrels. So we're the only one left that has that. But now raccoons show up, ravens show up in my trees expecting food from me. Crazy stuff, but now bugs. So I've got this spider that it's driving Melena nuts, but I keep this spider around and been living here a long time. I call her Charlotte. But anyway, animals and all kinds of creatures seem to just love me. I don't know why I went on that tangent, but anyway, I just found it funny. Dave Wilhauer sends the first super chat of the night. Since the $2 super chat and says Tom will play till he is 50 now if he gets divorced. Quite possibly. If I think he won't pick an age. I think he'll just keep playing as long as he wants to. So I don't think there will be like a set time. Yeah, Rye Davis, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Alpha Courage says Von Allen's the new Ace Ventura. Yeah, it's funny, man. It's serious though. Anybody who's been around me for some time in person, you'll see that. It's so weird. Random animals, they just, no matter where I'm at in the world, they'll just walk up to me or start following me. So weird. Okay. All right. Just wanted to get the stupid gum. All right. Huh? Super chat. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. $2 super chat from Biden. Blah, 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 blah. Vaughn, check Steelers' brutal schedule. Will they even make 500? Hmm? Yeah, where you mentioned Tom Brady playing until he's 50. Yeah, yeah, I got it. I already said it. Oh, yeah. Steelers schedule. Let's see here. So they're already 1-3 anyway. So yeah, they got Buffalo, Tampa Bay, Miami, Philadelphia's playing pretty good. Um, I'm not completely bought into Philadelphia's 4-0 yet. I'm not completely sold. You know, there's always a team that does that. I need to see more from them. The Saints could be a good game for the Steelers, depending on, I don't know. They're just kind of a strange team right now. Bengals will beat them. Colts will probably beat them. Falcons, it's a winnable game for them. Ravens, that's a division game. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. The Steelers are in trouble. The Steelers are in trouble. Yeah, you're correct. But was anybody expecting of them? This might be the first time Mike Tomlin has a under 500 record, right? So yeah, yeah. I think you're right, man. I think you're right that they're going to be under 500. So. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this real quick, and then we'll get on we'll get back on topic here. But a gentleman, and I don't know him. I don't know of him was what I mean. I have not seen him here on the show or anything. But he wrote to me. His name is Santo Loprest. Oh, oh, his email address is right here, Finnacle. Oh, that's you. Okay. Gotcha. Makes sense now. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. So, yeah, so he sent me this. So what he did is he took all of the Brady Hate Saga episodes and put them on Blu-ray. How awesome is that? Seriously, this is so cool. Like look, he even put all the thumbnails. He collected all the thumbnails. I didn't even know about this. So he was not able to get artwork or anything like that from me. I didn't know. He had to pull this off the internet, which he was telling me. But so that's a lot of work. It's not like I just sent him the stuff. But he says the Tom Brady on the back, it's got like a real movie, right? So like how you do that and you put all the features and stuff. It's even got my picture of me in that jacket. That is a pretty cool picture. Um, He says the Tom Brady saga season 1 explores every argument about the reasons to discard why Brady is not a good quarterback, that he could not play on other teams, and that he would not survive in a different era, that he had easy schedules, and so on and so forth. This series is dedicated to exploring every misconception or myth about Tom Brady and to reveal the truth. This exclusive 3-disc set includes the critically acclaimed Montana versus Brady, the most debated subject in NFL history. Who is the man, Joe Montana or Tom Brady? What's been called the most comprehensive and outright best documentary on this subject. Watch history unfold into the ultimate answer of being the greatest quarterback of all time. Is Tom Brady better than Joe Montana? Is Tom Brady a system quarterback? Visit Von Allen Sports on YouTube. This is awesome, dude. Thank you. This means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. He wrote me a very personal letter. I'm not going to say everything that he told me because this got personal information about him and his life. But yeah, it's very complimentary. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me. Me and Milena were reading. I was reading it to her. I was like, wow, this is really nice. And thank you for everything. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, dude. This is really nice, and I will definitely keep this. And you know what? On top of that, and what Milena said, this is not a bad idea. This is not a bad idea to actually do this and market it. Not a bad idea, actually. That's pretty cool. So the amount of work it took to do that, guys, you don't understand. Just to do that as for a gift is that's pretty awesome, actually. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Elf Courage sends a $2 super sticker and says a thumbs up. Yeah, it it comes up on my software as it writes the text a thumbs up. So um, yeah, this is freaking cool. I'm very happy about this. So okay, we have another one here. Let's see, $2 super chat from Dave Wilhauer. He says Tom got a 74 QBR. Daniel Jones got a 92. Was 8 for 13 with 71 yards. Well, that's because these formulas that they use aren't they just aren't very accurate for subtlety and situation and how things are and how these um, when those plays were done and who you're facing and all that. It just doesn't factor all that stuff in. It's just pure raw efficiency for QBR. Now on passer rating, um, it's just a little different, and that takes into account some other things. I think it may take into account some running as well. But anyway, yeah, like they say, it's I can't remember which one's about running. One of them puts emphasis on running, but I don't even pay attention to them. I don't use them for anything, any kind of metric at all. I don't pay attention at all. I don't trust them. So Nefertiti sends a $3 super sticker, and it says pair character stretching his arm forward and raising his thumb up. Okay. Yeah, I can see it in the real chat. Yeah, the little animation guy. That's cool. Um, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Blacker, it is cool, right? This is awesome. Yeah. Um, let's see. If we believed in easy schedules, yeah. Well, there's easy schedules, and then there's schedules that, if it stays to form, if it stays to what, if nobody breaks out of what they've been and what they look like, then you could say it's a not as daunting task. So like Tom's schedule, okay, so Saints, Packers, Chiefs, that clearly is a tougher schedule than if he was playing the Panthers, Falcons, and Seahawks or something. Like obviously that's going to be a bit different. You don't have to contend with the other quarterback maybe putting up a bunch of numbers and stuff, so it's not as daunting of a task. But yes, this is the NFL, so anyone's capable of losing or winning one of those games. So I don't believe in that in particular, especially division games. Division games, I've always preached this, they're very, very weird. I've seen so many crazy things happen within the divisions. A crappy team beats a good team. It's just so weird. So Biden sends a $5 super chat and says, Mahomes has a better QBR despite Tom's better rating, touchdown to interception ratio, completion percentage, yards per attempt, deep passing on that's 10 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, and 50 plus, on sacks, etc. Tom was better. Tom was better. And as far as statistics go, and it didn't account for that. But what my if my formula would account for, guys, in this situation is the win. So all of Mahomes' touchdowns or anything that he threw for, he would get full credit for those. Tom would get discounted credit because they lost the game, because this is quarterback's game. So even with mine, Mahomes would come out on top for the victory. But again, what we're talking about here is a statistical problem when they just use that only, and you see on these big shows they say, "Oh, he's got better QBR, blah blah blah. He's got better passer rating. No, it's better." Like Adam Sandler, shampoo is better. No, conditioner is better. Ooh, ooh. You know, it's who cares? They both suck. How about that? So, did I just do that? Did I just quote Billy Madison? Okay. I see what's going on here. Sorry to interrupt. I'm in a good mood today. Probably because of this. This made me happy. And the letter was very, very, very nice, very personal. And I appreciate what you said. $10 super chat from Elf of Courage in the Triforce. Oh, it's a super sticker. Pair character jumping up and down and saying number one fan. There's the character. There it is, number one fan. Woohoo! I love these. Oh, they're actually really cute. They're funny. I wish they showed up on the little animation, but everybody else can see them, I'm sure. So. Yeah. That's funny how they're $10 super sticker. I've never seen a $10 super sticker before. That's good. Yeah. Thank you so much, Alpha Courage. I appreciate it, my friend. Nefertiti sends another pair character holding his belly, laughing out loud. Oh, that's probably from my little. Okay, thank you very much. And when are you coming back on the show? Guys, start harassing her and tell her she's got to get back on the show. Okay, just start bombarding her with messages. Raphael says a $1 super sticker, and he says smiling face with sunglasses, and it is a smiling face with sunglasses. That's definitely there. Alpha Courage sends a $5 super chat and says last year in Buffalo, Josh Allen had a better QBR, but Mac won the game on 3 passes. Yep. There you go. Remember, guys, we're all about winning. All about winning. For a quarterback, it's all about winning. If we give a quarterback credit for winning games, winning Super Bowls, taking his team to Super Bowls and all that stuff, he's got to take a hit when they lose. It's just how it works. You can't have one without the other. But when it comes to that, nobody's better than Tom Brady. It doesn't matter. And also, guys, a regular season game is different than a playoff game as far as how you would apply these statistics, and they don't take those things into account either. So, yeah, you did, Raphael. Biden, blah, 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 blah. Curious how Pat ended with a better QBR. Yeah, that's again, that's the flaw in the system there. But as far as what their system goes by, they don't take winning or losing into account. They don't take in the defense or the death to the opposition. They don't take the opposition into account either. So, yeah, Raphael started these super stickers. Wasn't he the first one to ever do it? And I didn't know it. Like, I didn't know. I remember, like, I was like, wait, what is this? What did Raphael find? Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Now they even have something new.
What?
It's like you can buy people membership as a gift.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's really cool. $5 super sticker from Elf of Courage. A pair lifting some weights and saying, keep it up. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. By the way, I'm about to play the new Zelda. I haven't got to yet, but I'm about to start on that. So I'll let you know how it goes on there. And it took me 9 months, but I'm finally finishing up Halo Infinite. So it's been I can't play it all at once, so I don't have time. But a little bit here and there. But I'm almost at the end. I think. I think I've got almost all of it figured out. So. Okay, Dave. Yeah, I'm going to post this because this is interesting. So Philadelphia has played Jacksonville, Detroit, Washington, and the Vikings. That's a 7-9 combined record. Tampa has played Dallas, who's 3-1, New Orleans 1-3, Green Bay 3-1, and Kansas City 3-1. Yeah, that's a big difference. The thing about the Eagles is that sometimes guys get off to a good start and nobody really they changed some things in Philly. They changed some other stuff, and that tends to take some. If you get off to a hot start like that, the league kind of now starts focusing on you after a few weeks, and that's what's happening here. So these super stickers are crazy, man. You guys are going nuts with these. Thank you, Nefertiti. You having fun over there? So are these super stickers you're sending, is that coming out of my bank account or yours? Okay, I just want to know. Okay, so we'll see. We'll find out later. I'll let you guys know on the next show whose bank account these super stickers are coming out of. That's the interesting part. So yeah, you're just having fun over there, just racking them up, aren't you? Just racking them up. So thank you. So okay, I just want to readdress some of the games that were actually pretty interesting in week 4. We're going to get to the Patriots. We're going to get to Tom's divorce because I do have some things to say about that. We'll get a small glimpse of next week, but that's mainly for Saturday's show. I do want to talk about Monday Night Football, last night's game. So we're going to get to everything, all that. Biden blah 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 sends a $2 super chat. He says Bucs offense and defense both play well ever. No, they can never get it figured out. That's just, I don't know. And I'm starting to wonder about the coaching. I don't know if you guys caught the post game, but I'm starting to worry. If Todd Bowles is a defensive coordinator, I have complete faith in. Todd Bowles is a head coach to keep guys prepared and mentally focused and everyone together. I'm not sold yet. Now, I gave him the benefit of the doubt because he was the head coach of the Jets, and nobody can make the Jets work, it seems. But now that same thing, I'm kind of getting that vibe, and that so he may change it, he may turn it around. So let's see. But so far, I'm suspicious. So I'm just suspicious. Okay, It's making me think a lot. All right.
Okay, Rafa.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I mean, he's impersonating.
Dave Wilhauer says $2 super chat. Says Lawrence turned the ball over 5 times. Philly 28-21. Exactly. That's yeah. What if that was a different team? That's exactly. $5 super sticker from Elf of Courage. You guys are crazy. Hippo character with stars growing in his eyes, pumping his arms in the air with the word hype pulsating above him. Okay, I like the description of this. It's very descriptive. I like it. The Gourd King sends a $2 super chat. Says director's chair with the words on set. I like it. Okay. So Monday night's game. I just want to address that because Raphael's here, and sometimes I don't see him on here. I just want to point this out. So the reason I picked the 49ers to win this, I could tell by the very beginning. I just knew that this was a 49ers game. Jimmy missed some throws early, and I was like, oh, just a few miscues, but ultimately they took out the Rams, and that's because the Rams don't have the NFL on their side. The NFL doesn't have their back this year. And I've considered making a documentary about this, but I didn't want, maybe I should do a basement butt hurt on myself. But I don't know if it'd be a basement butt hurt because I really don't care about the Rams. Like, they don't bother me. I have no association to them, and I don't really care if they win or lose. So it's not like I can't be butt hurt, I guess. It's just facts that I know about the situation with the NFL and here locally in Los Angeles, that I know that a lot of shady stuff happened for the Rams last year. And you guys know that every single week, after every week, I kept calling them out, like, why are the Rams, blah, 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 constantly pointing that out all the time. But yeah, this is what happens to the Rams when they don't have every single thing go their way. Every single thing go their way. That's what happens. That's what happens when the NFL doesn't need LA to work and LA to happen. The LA project, 2 teams here, was failing miserably. In fact, I'll tell you the truth, it's still failing. It's not doing that good. It's a lot of it is fake. A lot of it is free tickets given out on the radio all the time. They're constantly doing promotions through like the drugstores here and anywhere you go, the grocery stores, Whole Foods and Target and everything. They're constantly doing these promotions trying to drum up interest because nobody really wants to go and nobody wants to pay for that. So it's, even though they won the Super Bowl, but it did help them land some contracts. It helped the governor, Gavin Newsom, get some under the table money and all that. But anyway, the point is the Rams are not that good, I don't think. And I never thought they were that good. They had Von Miller last year, of course, and he's the only reason Aaron Donald has a ring. So Aaron Donald, you should write a love letter to Von Miller and probably send him the keys to a new car, because he's the only reason you're wearing a ring right now. In fact, yeah, and Matthew Stafford, he probably needs to be doing certain favors to Cooper Kupp. So that's, Jared Goff could have won that Super Bowl last year. Okay, I'm just going to say that. Jared Goff could have won that, I think. And now that I've looked back on it and stuff. But the 49ers are legit. They are legit, and they finally got their quarterback, I think, back into playing. Jimmy wins. He finds ways to win. I don't care if it's not pretty or not. For some reason, Jimmy gets made fun of a lot on the internet. Not sure why exactly. Maybe it's the Tom Brady thing where he's a good-looking guy and he's not, so there's a lot of football fans at home probably, and their girlfriends are like, oh, he's so cute. And then they get jealous and they make fun of Jimmy. But anyway, yeah, Jimmy's not massively efficient a lot. There's a lot of times where he just does head-scratching things. And I get that. But the 49ers, they seem to be getting their crap together, and they seem to be becoming what we thought they should be over the years. And they're always in it. Look, they were just in it. They just were in it last year. I mean, they only had that one hiccup because they lost players. But yeah, I like what I see, man. The opportunistic, they make plays. Yeah, that was a good game last night. That was a really good game. Nothing better than watching Aaron Donald struggle. Aaron Donald, and yeah, I don't know if you guys know that I go after him a lot. Aaron Donald is a guy out of position. Okay, so when you play out of position, sometimes it doesn't always work, but there's times where if you play out of position, things stand out. They look good on the stat sheet. Also, the Rams changed things in order to open up things for Aaron to work. But he also is a liability in a lot of things. As a true defensive tackle, he's not what I would call a true defensive tackle. And you give up size, you give up a lot of stout, clogging up the line there. You give that up a lot of times. But what he does have is speed, because he's lighter. He's more of a defensive end. And that's he's gained some, he's put weight on in certain places because of DT position, but he should be playing defensive end with the moves he's got, the speed and the agility, and that's where he should be at. But if you move a defensive end into the interior line and you only focus on what they can do in that regard, it's going to look good on the stat sheet, but nobody's going to see the liability. Nobody's going to see the liability in that other way. And that's kind of my problem with that. So is it cool? Yeah. But everyone says, oh, a defensive tackle shouldn't have all those things. Well, you know what? There's a lot of quarterbacks who maybe shouldn't have been quarterbacks, who are running quarterbacks. And people say, look at they have more rushing yards than any other quarterback in history. Oh my God, it's so amazing. And it pops out on the stat sheet. But really, they're not a quarterback. They're not a true quarterback. And that is one of my issues with Aaron Donald. And I think maybe it could be interesting to go into that more in depth and maybe make a video on it. I only bring this up because, there's been arguments on our Facebook group that, Aaron, who's more important, big game wise, who's more relevant, Von Miller or Aaron Donald. And I'd have to pick Von Miller easily. Von Miller's got a ring without Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald does not have a ring without Von Miller. And Von Miller was wrecking everything last year. So, and again, Aaron Donald's a Hall of Famer. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. Great player. Okay. Great player. If I'm talking about you, that means you're a great player. So I don't, that goes without saying, right? But I just think that people need to really look at this and go, so, all right, like every single thing, huh?
Oh, super stickers.
Oh, I missed some stuff. Okay. But anyway, I was happy to see the Rams lose. That was great. And especially done by the 49ers because I like the 49ers. So. John Thomas Chavez with a $2 super sticker. That says, cool. You guys are crazy. What are y'all doing tonight? Is everyone in my mood tonight? What's going on? Luke sends a $10 super sticker. It's a video game controller who evolves into a muscled version of itself under the word level up. Got it. That's cute. All right. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, you had a few drops. Like there was some bad plays in the first half, and it was looking kind of weird. But Biden sends a $2 super chat and says, Rams 0-7 versus the Niners equal Ravens 0-7 in one-score games. Just certain things, certain teams that know each other. And again, that's a divisional thing as well, Rams and 49ers. And you're going to see stuff, weird things like that. Go across all divisions and you'll find weird stats like that. Like you're like, really? Is that true? But it happens. So Stafford is just a better version of Joe Flacco. I don't know. Maybe Joe Flacco still had a better playoff run than Stafford did last year. Elba Courage sends a $5 super sticker. Character holding their head in their hand saying, incredible. Nefertiti spends my money and sends a black cat.
Amelia.
No, I'm just kidding. Sends Amelia. Oh, our cat Amelia. Where is Amelia right now? Can you see her? Okay. All right. Jesus Christ, Elf of Courage, what are you doing? So Elf of Courage effectively has paid for the new Zelda game. All right. He says a $20 super chat. It says it's a video game controller dancing goofily under the word whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. That's awesome. You guys. All right. Yeah, Raphael, but Matthew Stafford also looks like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Seriously, go put them side by side. It's freaky. Let's see here. But yeah, Jimmy benefits from a ton of yak, and that's yards after the catch. Exactly, but that's so does Patrick Mahomes. Okay, so so does Patrick Mahomes, uh, and you know it's just part of it. There's been years where Tom benefited from a lot of yards after the catch. It's just for some, but the thing is that Jimmy wins, whatever the reason. It's like some kind of weird thing, but I mean, of course, we can analyze it and we really know it's good, solid defense, and it's a good running game, and just old school football. And that's, and he makes plays when he has to, but still, he wins. And there's a lot of teams that's built like the 49ers, and they're not winning. They're not making things happen. It's also leadership, Did you saw when Jimmy came back, how they were all excited, how welcoming they were. They love him. The guys on the team love him. So he's got that leadership quality, and he learned from the best. Okay, he learned from the man. So, by the way, guys, I've been trying out a new feature called Shorts. Like little clip shorts. And if you guys see those pop up, do me a favor and click like on them. That helps the channel out quite a bit. I really appreciate that.
Also like this video.
Oh, and of course, I always forget to say that. Like this video. Also, we're on Truth Social. So join us on Truth Social, where I can basically, once we get to 50 followers, I'm going to start posting there a lot and saying what I want to say, what I really want to say, what I can't say here without getting shut down. And we can have some real serious conversations there. Yeah, satire junk, exactly. So we've got the Rams now. You guys have seen the Rams this year, and we've seen a lot of them. They've been in some good, televised games, and we've been able to pay attention to them. That's the Super Bowl champions. That's the team that just took out everybody. That just, was just obviously unbeatable. Really, that's them. That's them. Okay. Yeah. No. No. And they're not any different than they were last year, except they don't have Vaughn. But Vaughn didn't even come on. He didn't even turn it on until the playoffs. So that's what he does. Vaughn is a big game player. I just really wish the Patriots or the Bucs would have went after him. Now he's on Buffalo, and he's going to help them win. Damn it. Vaughn's my favorite defensive player. You guys know that. But so it just really bothers me that he's not on our team. I don't like it.
No.
Yeah, Dave, I stopped going for the Lions as a team when I found out the Ford family are communist. But I still want to see Jared Goff do good. I like Jared. Jared's gotten a bad, I don't know. It's just he's been on a bad road. But now it's time for him to step up and show what he's got. So Biden Blue Blue since a $2 super chat says AD is A-Rod of regular season, postseason is mid. Speaking of, well, AD, AB, it made me think of AB. Predator Magnus, what's up? Ozymandias, what's up, man? It looks like a interesting way to write. What does that say, Melina? Those are Cyrillic letters.
I can't see it right now. Hold on.
Throw 88. I don't know what that says. It looks like Cyrillic. Yeah, let's see. Alpha Courage says a $3 super sticker. You're nuts, man. He says,
It says Egon.
Egon. Okay.
Egon.
Egon, where's that from? That's I've heard that before. Egon. Yeah, Egon. Is that Eastern European? $3 super sticker from Alpha Courage. It's a Shiba dog with sparkles in his eyes saying, "My hero." Milena loves those little doggies. All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're cute.
And I apologize if I missed some of your comments, guys. If it's something you really want to get across, you can always post it again. Also put at Von Allen Sports. It gets my attention better because these comments move really quickly. Oh, Cy Robbie. Yeah. With Debo, yeah, he jumped really high. Jimmy overthrew that. Um, I uh, I should rephrase. When I say that they've got their quarterback, what I mean is what is available, like what they have for them right now to get this done. I think Jimmy is playing with the chip on his shoulder. I think he'll tighten it up. Um, they definitely don't have the quarterback of the future. They don't have their guy yet. We'll still have to see what happens with Trey because that kind of got all abruptly ended real quick. But I'm saying right now, I think that they're moving in the right direction for what they have to work with. So, but I agree. Yes, that's what I was alluding to earlier. Is he seems to make really weird decisions and overthrow, underthrow. Like his accuracy is a lot. There's a lot to be desired there. So. Goff is better than Stafford and Geno Smith. And Wilson's start to 2022. Biden sends a $2 super chat and says, weird stat, Brady's 2-1. He's got more than 16 rushing yards. Interesting. Yeah, I guess, yeah, Rafi, Debo made the play, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, right? Cold Blue Water. My weekly schedule is on Saturday will always be the regular show where we preview the next day, the Sunday games. If unless something comes up and I have to make it a Friday, I'll always let you guys know. But normally it's Saturday night, and then I do Tuesday night tonight, which is a reaction to last week's games. And if it's Patriots or Bucs, and if Patriots or Bucs are in a primetime game, I'll do a post game for that. So that could be a Thursday night game, Sunday night game, or Monday night game. It doesn't matter, just any primetime game. The Gourd King sends a $2 super chat. Odds the 49ers call Brady next season. Well, I would say it would be good, but the problem is that they did talk to Brady, and Kyle Shanahan did not want to give up a lot of offensive decision-making to Tom. And he didn't want to implement a lot of what Tom wanted to do, especially the TB12 stuff with Guerrero and all that. Kyle wants complete and absolute control over the 49ers, which is interesting because he's not achieved anything to the level to kind of dictate to Brady, But at the end of the day, it's his team. It's Kyle's team. It's his prerogative to say that. So I'm not saying that he isn't allowed to say that, but I'm just saying though that I think that's the problem, and that could be something that stops that from happening. But man, it would be cool. It would be awesome. Imagine if that had happened already. So.
Read the next one, Biden.
Oh, did I read that wrong?
No, yeah, I think
Oh, 2-1 when the team has 16 or less rushing yards. Okay. I read it as when he had rushing yards. Okay. So it's like, okay, that's strange, but all right. Ozymandias, child of the 80s, watched with my dad, gone 20 years next month. Fond memories. Wow. Yeah, me too. That's I grew up on Montana and Elway and Marino and Moon and all those guys. Yeah, yeah. Aaron Rodgers does suck when he's down at any point versus any team. That's true. Um, $2 super chat. Pat's Junon has a sack in all 4 games. Man, he's such a great player. And you know what? You know what Bill's going to do when it comes time to pay him? He's going to send him to Cleveland. That's what's going to happen. Dave on Truth Social, it's just Von Allen Sports. Von Allen Sports. Von Allen Sports. As Milane would say, Von Allen Sports. I'm like, is that a question? All right. I'm going to show you guys something that is really despicable. Apparently, Antonio Brown posted this on his Instagram. Now, just to revisit this, nobody wanted Antonio Brown. Okay? Nobody. Nobody. When he came from the Raiders to New England, Tom let him live with him. Tom and Giselle. Around his family, everybody. Then in Tampa Bay, he even had more trouble, and we all know the big trouble. And then he couldn't get on with anybody. And then Tom brought him to Tampa Bay. And Antonio Brown got a ring. Got a Super Bowl ring out of it. So now he gets to top his entire Hall of Fame career with a Super Bowl ring, thanks to Tom Brady. And he posts that. And by the way, Tom's done nothing wrong. Okay, there's no fallout with Tom. Like Tom had nothing to do with him leaving the team or anything like that we know of. It was a Bruce Arians Antonio Brown issue, and Antonio Brown just being completely psychotic. All right, but this is disgusting. This is psychotic. This is absolutely psychotic. Yes, it means he's taking her side. He's celebrating her like, oh, she did a good job. She's getting free of Tom. Like Tom is some horrible person. This might be the weirdest thing I've ever seen by a post because it's so personal. It's so hardcore. It's like you maybe you do this to someone you hate more than anything, okay? Someone you despise. But as a famous person, you wouldn't even do that to someone you despise, okay? I'm imagining being in Tom's position right now and then seeing that. Oh my God. It's just unbelievable. It's effing disgusting, dude. Absolutely disgusting. What a piece of garbage. What an absolute piece of garbage. This guy, guys, he's got brain damage. Seriously, he does. Okay? He's got some kind of weird brain damage. He's obviously an idiot because it's just, wow. I mean, this is beyond belief, actually. Raphael sends a dollar super sticker that looks like something bad. We have a $15 super chat from Zippy 777 Zippy. And he said, oh, I know who this is from. He says, I would have won too if it hadn't been for those meddling Bucs. Okay, so this is thank you. I appreciate it. This is a bet I had with Johnny Muggins, or as he goes by a different name now on our Facebook. But we had a bet. He goes by Seth now, I believe. So we had a bet. So the bet is that the Chiefs were going to beat the Bucs by 15 points, I think it was, or 13 points, or something like that, something close to that. And I said they would either only lose by less than that, or they would just win. The Bucs would win outright, and they lost by 10. So I won. And I told him just to send a $15 super chat instead of paying me because, it's even though YouTube takes a cut of it, but that's fine. It helps. It's good for the channel. It's good for the numbers and everything. So this is the best way to do it. Thank you so much for keeping you in the deal. He always does. Me and him have made like little bets, like little $10 bets and stuff like that here and there. Always pays off, and good on that. So thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I figured, Raphael. I figured. Yeah, that's AB. Yeah, exactly. Um, for I doubt that anyone doesn't know this, but for those who don't know, that's a Scooby Doo reference from when we were kids. Wouldn't have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids and their dog. Zippy says a Muggins always pays his debts. He absolutely does. He does. That's true. I can vouch for that. Milena, Maggio Coca-Cola in Vidnaga? Благодаря. Have I seen Brandon Perna's take on AB recently? He criticized Brady for taking him in because he just wants to win. Man literally helped AB and limited his craziness for a bit. Brandon Perna, I don't give a flying crap what Brandon Perna has to say anyway. I think that YouTube is plagued. There's too many YouTube channels. Good for him and all, but there's too many YouTube channels plagued with guys trying to be comedians, or they wanted to be comedians. You could tell that that's comedy is what they wanted to be. And then they do sports. The problem with doing that is that it's an easy out. So you make these predictions and you make this analysis, and then when you're wrong, you just chalk it up to being funny and goofy and I'm just kidding around or whatever. And you're never really accountable for anything. You never are held to account for anything, and you don't ever have to be really right, and you really don't have to know what you're talking about. Or study or remember things and keep up with stuff or analyze things. It's really annoying, and that's what I find in a lot of these guys and a lot of these shows. And it's just, I don't know. I've seen some of the stuff that he says about Brady and the Patriots. Some of it is just funny. I think it's funny, and he has some good jokes and stuff. But some of the stuff is comes from a personal place, and he means it. Keep in mind he's a Broncos fan, which is it's fine. I mean, I get that, and he's also very woke, like woke, like very woke. Of course, he lives in Colorado. I think he does anyway. Apparently, so very woke, and I think that also restricts you. He's playing it safe. Okay, you play it safe when you're woke. Yeah, if you're doing comedy, you cannot be woke. You can't be that way. And anyone who does that just doesn't have a mind of their own to begin with. So, yeah, I don't really care what he thinks about anything, to be honest. Yeah, I used to think it was funny, but it kind of got old after a while. Like I wanted to see some real thoughts, some thoughtful segments about like what he thinks, about the Broncos and what he thinks about, the. I like to kind of see where people go, and if it's nothing but jokes and self-deprecation all the time, it kind of gets old after a while. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. So, okay, so bashing on Brady basically means you want him, if you want him to retire, or you're bashing him because you unretire, it means you're afraid of him. All right. And it means that you are tired of him adding to his success. It means that you want somebody else to take him out, or you don't want him to keep adding to it. I'm sure Joe Montana fans wanted Tom to retire after his third ring and was hoping that he never got another one. That, whatever, that's fine. I was a Montana fan as well. So, but I wasn't wishing for that. But I don't think like they do. But a lot of people get like that. And it's just, people hate greatness, it seems like. Unless it's their guy. Unless it's their guy, they hate greatness. And growing up, I did not like Michael Jordan. I was a Phoenix Suns fan, strangely enough. And that really bothered me when he beat the Suns when I was a kid. And it's just like, I was like, nobody can beat this guy. Like, he keeps killing people. I didn't hate him or anything like that. That's the point. I respected Michael Jordan. I was like, I knew he was the real thing. I was like, this guy is the real deal. Never hated him. I was just like, man, I wish he was on our team. I wish that's kind of how I viewed it. But nowadays, it's either you respect somebody for being great, or you completely destroy them. You try to completely destroy them and bring them down. And I've just never understood that way of thinking. So you don't ever want these guys to retire. I didn't want to see Peyton leave. I didn't want to see Drew Brees retire. I don't want to see Aaron retire. I want it to keep going as long as possible. Let's keep this thing going, It's like Leonardo DiCaprio and The Wolf of Wall Street. We're just going to keep this going. And that's what I want to do. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for signing up on Truth Social. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, Raphael, making fun of Brady jokingly, that's not a problem. That's not even what I mean. What I mean is the really stupid stuff where you try to make dumb arguments. People make dumb arguments and they mean it. Like, oh, Tom is the luckiest quarterback of all time. Look how you won the Super Bowl by a field goal. Okay, yeah, well, you know what? I could destroy that over and over and over again. People want to mention the Malcolm Butler interception is why Tom Brady is lucky. Really? Well, how about the lucky catch from Curse to get them down there to that area? How about that? There you go. Or how about was it luck when Dante Hightower stopped Marshawn Lynch at the 1? No, that was skill. That was Dante, this word luck. It wasn't luck that Malcolm Butler knew the coverage. Okay, that's studying. That's beforehand. It's not some tipped ball that just randomly flies in the air all day long and nobody knows. And even that, if you catch a tipped ball, you still have to be, aware and make the catch. But that at least would have some element of luck to it. So I don't mention the Curse catch as far as a real argument, because I think that's stupid to even say these things. But if they're going to say that the Malcolm Butler interception is luck for Tom, then the Curse catch for Wilson is also luck. What's the difference? Actually, I don't see the difference there. So you would just throw that back at them if they say something stupid like that. Dude, these guys are professional athletes. They are other than like Navy SEALs, and like Army Rangers, there is no more complete physical specimen on earth than these guys, like all they do is focus and think about the sport that they play. And, like I said the other night, the luck is the residue of design. I really believe that. It seems like luck falls into the hands of the prepared. That seems to be, a consistent thing. Who's more prepared than Tom Brady? That's just how it is. They just gave Kyler Murray how much money? and they had to put in his contract that he had to study more. And this is who Tom's going up against, guys like this. And you're telling me that Tom is lucky? Bullcrap. No, I'm sorry, but no. What's the difference between Peyton and Brady? Because, Peyton studied too. Peyton was always prepared. But what did Peyton lack? What was the thing that Peyton lacked that Tom had? Peyton wanted max dollars. Peyton wanted all of it. He wanted all of it. He wanted all of the salary cap, and he wanted to be the salary cap, and then you can't really build around him. But even they still managed to build around him. They still managed to give him, good stuff. And he just couldn't get it done. But he's been to 4 Super Bowls because of his preparation. He's played in 4, won 2, which is still good, still awesome, okay? 5 MVPs, a great career. He's going to go down as one of the best ever. Already has gone down as one of the best ever. That's preparation, okay? It's not luck. Luck is stupid to say this about these guys who are always constantly winning. Now, you can apply luck to one event or one thing happening to one person, at one time, and then nothing ever happened before or after, okay? And it was a lucky situation, like a weird situation. Maybe you can say that and bring it up. But for people who are consistent, to say this about Tom Brady, who's been to 10 Super Bowls, are you insane? 10? You think luck got someone to 10 Super Bowls? How moronic can someone be to think that? You have to, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Everyone is quotable today.
Raphael sends 100, dollar super sticker, says 100. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Israel sends the $2 super chat. Oh, I need to post these. Israel sends a $2 super chat. It says Antonio Clown also exposes himself in public too. Yeah, we just found out about that. He's a disgusting, absolutely disgusting human being. All right, completely gross, disgusting human being. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt for so much, but how you turn against Tom Brady like that, the guy who did all this stuff for you, it's just gross. He's pathetic. He's absolutely pathetic. What quarterback is going to want to play with him now that he buried Tom like that? Guys, I wouldn't do that to my enemies. Someone I absolutely hated. Someone I would not post a picture of their wife, me with their wife, celebrating as he's getting divorced. I can't even just, it's crazy, man. It's utterly crazy. I can only imagine what Tom's reaction is to that. Screw Antonio Brown. I hope only bad things happen to this person. Only bad things. It's just, you're a loser, dude. So real quick, I just want to cover Tom's situation. So I'm surprised that the divorce is coming this soon, but it is, and whatever, can't do nothing about it. I saw Tom's interview, or I heard Tom's interview, listened to Tom's interview recently on his show. It seems like he's handling it well. It seems like he knew that this was coming, knew it was happening. I think the big news of the we're getting divorced, that kind of, when it comes to that, I think that's worn off. I think that happened before the Saints game. Once you get that news, we've all been there in relationships, and it's just you find there's that one day where it's probably the end, and it's devastating, right? And your mind's not correct. And I think that happened before the Saints game, and then in the Saints game that all come pouring out. But he's had weeks since then to kind of get acclimated to the situation, the reality of the situation. But I also don't think he's that surprised that they've been having problems for a while. I will say this, with a lot of women like Giselle, she has a lot of sisters, she has a lot of friends, and from what I've read, And she said these things herself, that she talks to her friends and her family and stuff about personal things. And she says how friends and family are so important and most important. I'm pretty sure that over the years that they've gotten her ear and said, why you're a strong, independent woman who stays home with the kids and you're doing this stuff. And Tom's out playing the child's game. He needs to come home and be with you and blah, 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 and they keep chirping that, in his ear or in her ear over time. And then she starts to silently watch everything Tom does and starts to resent everything he does, everything he says, the way he walks. Now it's a problem with how he eats, or you have a problem. It just culminates into this thing because someone's constantly telling you these things. And because what else would you have a problem with, really? Okay, really, how bad can your life be? For real, this is dumb, But Giselle lives in a dream world. Okay, if anybody has seen her post, for example, she's always like posting these pictures on the beach with making that little heart thing or whatever the hell it is, and making these fake pictures that look like they're out of Reader's Digest or something. It's just, why did I make that reference? Is that even a thing anymore? Anyway, so what could she want of him exactly? What could be so bad? All right. Football is a 4-month season, 5 months, depending on how you look at it. Okay, I can even say 6 months. So 6 months out of the year, your husband's home. 6 months every year. Do you know if he had a regular day job, he would only get 2 weeks vacation every year? Most families don't see each other a lot. Both are working. Giselle works too. She has her own project. She's been in New York while, okay, fine. Again, it's hard to take too hard of a position because you don't know everything, but I can tell you this, I have a hard time seeing how football is a good enough excuse to get divorced. And I don't like divorce in general. I think you should find a way to fix it. But sometimes some things can't be fixed. I just find it hard to believe that if this is over football, which a lot of people are saying, that's really dumb, and that's on her actually. Once you retire from something, once you're done, especially as an athlete, it's over, and you've got the rest of your life to do those things, to be around, to be home, to constantly. How many vacations can they go on before that gets old? How many private jet planes can they take before they need to do something? How many trips to Egypt or whatever they want to do? How many trips before you need to do something every day to keep your mind occupied? All right, and that's anyone, especially a guy like Tom, who is just fiercely competitive. You can't expect him while he still can play. You got your whole life ahead of you. 45 is not that old. It's nothing. It's nothing. And it's just unreasonable. He's doing something that no human has ever done in football and in a lot of sports, like to play at that age, with that efficiency and that level. He's worked so hard to be able to play at this age and to continue to play. He's put all that work into it. And like he said, all that work I put in when I was in my 20s and 30s, I know the answers to the test. I know everything now. Why would I quit now? That would be stupid to quit right when I know everything. He's like, I've seen every coverage. I've seen everything they can throw at me. I know what it is. Why would I stop now? It's gotten easier for him. It would just be, why would you take that away from him? It's like asking an artist to stop painting, when they are still painting, they still do, just so he can go home and babysit kids. Is that what you want for him? Is that what and when they get older and grow up, and then you're going to be looking back on things you could have done. You can do both. All right. I'm sorry, but you can do both. There are millions of families in this country who never even get to see their kids, who are always working, got truck drivers who are gone for a week at a time. guys who work on ships and boats and all this stuff, guys who work in the coal mines and everything. These are people who are struggling. These are people who are having a difficult life, and and she wants to bitch about, oh, Tom is not home every day. Sorry. Anyway, Tom's going to have no problem, but I do know this. Most of the time, there's something else going on. So I wouldn't be surprised. I have a bet going with Milena. I told Milena, I said, Giselle will be seen with another guy before Tom is seen with another woman. So that's the bet between us. I don't know. I just think that there's always something else more than just. Usually, something that's like this dumb, like football, is probably an excuse. Probably, I'm sure it means something to her, but it's not the only thing. It can't be. That would be really, really weird if that was the only thing. So again, but and again, if he was a businessman or if he'd done something else for a living and wasn't a football player, he wouldn't be retiring until he's in his 60s. So what about that? My dad didn't retire until he was in his 60s. So that would be the norm, wouldn't it? So the fact that Tom gets to, not only does Tom get to retire from football, but then he has a $500 million nearly contract with just to talk about football. You know what? He's going to be on the road 3 to 4 days a week. You know that, right, Giselle? So you do know that when you're a commentator, you have to travel. You have to go where the teams are. There's no, he gets to come back home for a few days and he's got to leave again. So there is that. I mean, come on. It's just, this is stupid. Tom's still going to work out. He's still going to do his nutrition. Then he's going to want to do his promotion of his clothes. He's going to want to promote TB12. He's going to find other things to do. This guy is crazy competitive. He's going to do something. He's going to start playing more golf. No matter what, he's going to replace football with something. And you're still not going to get everything you want. That's what's going to happen. Okay? It's just dumb. So for her sake, I hope that that's not the only thing that is the reason why they're getting divorced, because that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, this is gonna it does have some effect on the football season. But guys, if anybody can get through this, it's Tom. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Okay. Like I said, I think the shock of it is gone. I think that happened already. And each week is going to get a bit easier. Also, with a divorce like this, I don't see it being very complicated. She's extremely rich. He's extremely rich. There really is nothing to quarrel about. They've got their own things. They've got the things they like and they care about. I don't see her, for example, I want part of TB12 or I want part of the Brady brand, or I don't see that. That doesn't make sense. Or him wanting part of her contracts with like Maybelline or whoever the hell, or I'm just making that up. I don't know who she's got contracts with, but whoever her contracts are with. I don't see that happening. I think they kind of just say, this is what you do. This is what I do. We're both rich. Let's just get this done fast for the sake of the kids and be done with it. So I think this actually may go pretty quickly. If they weren't both equally successful, I would say that this could be very long and drawn out and could be very difficult. But that's the good news here. I don't see the effect on the season that badly, unless something comes out of left field, like something crazy happens. But I think it'll be fine. I think Tom will be fine, and I think the Bucs are going to be fine. I think the Bucs are going to get better. So. Huh? Did I miss something? Okay. I got it. It's right here. Nefertiti sends a $2 super sticker, says, or super chat, says vibes surrounded with little purple stars. Oh, okay. I'm like, you talked about it 2 minutes ago. You may have passed over my comment, but it's crazy that people completely ignore all the unlucky situations where he's had. Yeah, I didn't see that. I'm sorry, man. Uh, Absolutely. I mean, we could go all day with if we want to bring up luck, but even I don't bring up luck in the losses. I don't say it's luck. Okay, it's not luck that the Giants won. The Giants did everything they could to win that game. They kept pace with the Patriots. They stopped them. This is a team that was outscoring everyone by crazy amounts of points, and then the Giants seemed to be able to suffocate that. And then it came down to Eli getting out. The should have been the whistle should have been blown on Eli, but he did get out. They didn't do that, so that's not luck. That's just referees missing stuff like they normally do. He did get out. He kept moving. He kept his legs moving. He got out and then he threw that ball. And the guy made the catch. He jumped up, made the catch. Okay, yeah, he used his helmet to catch it. Okay, but that's not the end of the game. That's not the game winner. The game winner is to Plaxico Burress. And you weren't in the right defense. The Patriots weren't in the right defense. So you still didn't have to give up a touchdown. You knew the Giants needed a touchdown because of the score. So you knew. You didn't have to do that. It's 14-10 Patriots at the time. So it's not like you had to make sure that he couldn't get in field goal range or something. So you gave that up. To chalk up things to luck sounds very petty, and I think it's a weak argument, and I just don't like it. I don't like it when people say those things. And again, it doesn't mean that there are lucky moments. But what does that even mean, though? For as many lucky good moments you have bad ones. Nobody pays attention to that. Nobody looks at it. No one's sitting there counting all the bad luck moments. They only focus on the good luck moments because those good luck moments are called good luck moments because they're awesome things that happen. But yeah, it's just, if Eli threw it, if Eli threw that helmet catch into the end zone and it was zeros on the clock, you could say, wow, that had some element of luck to it, right? But that's that one play, though. That's that one moment. Don't forget, Rodney Harrison was blanketed all over David Tyree, and Rodney couldn't make the play. You couldn't stop him from catching that. You couldn't mess him up enough. How about instead of going after the ball, you just hit him? You could have done that. I mean, there's a lot of different things you could have done. So we can redo that over and over and over again. But no, skill won that Super Bowl, just like skill usually wins the Super Bowl. With the exception of the Rams-Bengals, every other Super Bowl was won. Well, no, I would say the Steelers-Seahawks is very shady as well. Other than those two, though, I think everything was pretty legit. So. Nefertiti sends a $5 super chat and says, all I want to know is who gets to keep the house and land in Miami, Florida. It better be Tom. Well, the fact that they bought that next door to Ivanka Trump, who Tom used to, wax poetically. Anyway, maybe that pissed Giselle off.
Yeah, but if we're moving to Florida, it better be Tom.
Yes, I know. If we're moving to Florida, it better be Tom. Right, exactly. So, I agree. Yeah, but Ozzy, even that, what I'm saying is, even after the helmet catch, we didn't have to give up that touchdown to Plaxico. That was just horrible. That was horrible. Bad communication between, I think it was Junior Seau and Rodney. I think it was those two who miscommunication and stuff, and they just weren't ready. You don't have to give that up. And how about every single thing that happened before to that point? they should have been putting up points against the Giants. They shouldn't even have been close. You know, there's just so many things, but whatever, it happened, and that's the deal. Tom has 7 Super Bowls out of 10. That's insane, guys. That is. Remember, I made those videos. Okay, those Brady hate. These. I made these when Tom was a Patriot. Tom had not left. When I made episode 2, which was would Brady suck away from the Patriots, and I put him in a Jets uniform, because to me that was the ultimate crappy team to go to. When I made that video, I never actually believed that Tom would ever not be a Patriot. I was like, surely New England is not that stupid to let Tom Brady go, but they did, and of course I was proven right. But I never thought I would. I never thought I would be proven right. I never thought it would actually come to that. But I did picture it, how that would work. And because a lot of people always say that if Tom wasn't on the Patriots, he wouldn't be any good, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So yeah, it's just, guys, the Brady hate is going to get really bad right now. Okay. I just saying, get ready. The media hates Tom. The regular media hates Tom. Okay. So, first of all, Tom and Giselle are not aligned politically. Giselle is like a leftist, far left person, and the mainstream media is far left. So Tom, we know how Tom is. Tom has always been a Republican. So when those two split, they're going to pick sides, and they're going to use that. They're going to use those things. They're going to bring up Tom's breakup with Bridget Moynihan. They're going to start trying to bring up Deflategate again. They're going to bring up all that stuff. It's going to be, dude, you thought Brady derangement syndrome was bad a few years ago. It's going to be really bad now, because now they're going to get in his personal life. So, maybe that leaves room for me to do some more videos. I would rather not have to do videos on Brady's divorce. I mean, this isn't The View, like I don't, I mean, I would only say it in terms of how it affects the football season. But I'm just telling you guys, they're gonna drag the personal into the professional, to where they're going to take this personal divorce, and then they're going to start taking shots at him as a football player. They're going to take shots at his career, and they're going to try to discredit him, and they're going to prop up Giselle as this strong, independent woman. Okay, so just get ready for this. All right, this is going to be bad. And then Tom's going to be pissed, and he's going to play until he's 78. All right, 78. And there's going to be Brady Hate Saga season 42. Okay? So there it is. That's what's going to happen. So just get ready for that ride. Anything they can to distract them. Anything. Jose Tiata. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, that is a lot of Blu-rays. So you're gonna have to get to work. You're gonna have to get to work, man. You're gonna have to get to work. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of Blu-rays. You're right. You're right. That's a lot of gigs. That's a lot of information. So. But yeah, they're gonna side really quick. Neptune sends the dollar super sticker 100.
100%. What Tom?
I think Jose was joking. Yeah, I'm a Republican too, so it's he was just kidding around. Yeah. Um, Thomas Allen says maybe Giselle already has a boyfriend she wants to be with. Okay, I made a joke to Milena earlier. She wasn't too happy about it, but I said women are like monkeys. Okay. What?
Okay, explain why though.
Women are like monkeys.
But why? Explain.
Okay. Women are like monkeys in the way that a monkey, when it's going from tree to tree or branch to branch, it never lets go of the branch it's swinging from until it's got its other hand on the branch in front of him. Okay? That's all I was saying. That's all I meant. Okay? Anyway, so my father may be correct. But I don't think she has a boyfriend. I think that if that's possible, I think that her friends or her sister, or whoever, has told her there's prospects, there's people set up or things like that. Tom is, from what I know about Tom, is he's a traditionalist type person. I don't think he's one of those guys that believes in divorce. I mean, he loves his parents. His parents are his heroes, and they've had the perfect marriage, and they're still together, and all this other stuff. So I don't. I think that that's how he sees life and how he sees things. And think about how long they've been together, and Tom has no accusations of him cheating. No, there's never been anything on him. Okay, ever. So I don't think Tom is the one that would want the divorce. I just don't see it like that. So that's why I told Milena, I said, I think Giselle will be seen with someone else. I think that she can't be alone. I think this whole thing is about her. She constantly has to be with somebody, and I don't see Tom even focusing on that right now. I don't see him even going there for a long time. So, but of course, if they're divorced, they're welcome to get with whoever they want. That's none of our business. But it was just a fun bet anyway. But generally speaking, that's how it works. As where men are just dumb and they'll just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna hook up with that one girl," blah 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 blah. "Oh, I'm sorry, baby, please," and all that other stuff. So who cares? Um, you know, Tom was once with Bridget Moynihan. I saw someone early in the show say that he'd get back with Bridget. Well, no. Here's the thing with Bridget. Um, him and Bridget broke up, and 2 months later, she calls him and says, "Oh, hey, I'm pregnant." Well, they were never married, but that happened. So they got together and they worked out a deal how they would raise their son and everything, and it's worked out from what I've heard. The kid, Jack is his name, pretty good kid, plays football, is a quarterback. Don't know how good he is. Doesn't really matter. He's still very young, but yeah. So they worked that out. But this is Tom's first marriage. So, but they'll use that against them. Okay, they're going to bring that up. They're going to bring up that Bridget Moynihan situation. And of course, she went on TV at the time and was like, "Oh, feel sorry for me," and blah blah blah, and poor me, and all that crap. And all the women hated Tom Brady for those few years that was going on. It was really really stupid. But it seems like Bridget's chilled out now that she's married and seems to be in a good relationship. Like they say, if mama's not happy, no one's happy. Um, you know, that's how it is. So now that the woman is happy, she's not being as vicious towards Tom anymore, and then she's been complimentary towards him and stuff like that. So that's generally how it goes, I guess. But yeah. Also, cross-cultural things can be an issue. Okay. they can either be a good thing or they can become a bad thing. It just depends. And you, with cross-culture relationships, you have to have some patience. You have to have patience, and you have to think about things, how they come out of the mouth of the other person, how they say something, or how they react to something. You've got to think, okay, that was weird, but maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe you've got to quickly think to that. Like, if how American girl reacts to Tom would be different than a Brazilian would react, or a girl from Europe or something. You've got to consider those things, and there may be, if they let that get to them, if they let that bother them, that could be a problem too over time. So, although I don't think that is the deal, but it's something to think about. So, yeah, exactly, Biden. They're what has he done over his career drama wise? Exactly. Nothing. He's been clean. Everything that happens is happens to him. Like the Spygate. That what's that got to do with Tom Brady? But he got dragged into that. Deflategate, we know, was people trying to hurt the Patriots organization. It wasn't even Tom specifically that they went after. They just found something that they thought they could go with. It reminds me of the raiding of Mar-a-Lago recently with the FBI. It's just they're looking for things that are not there, that are just stupid, just to for whatever reason, ulterior motives. But they did. They got retribution against the Patriots using Deflategate as the reason, because people were unhappy that they didn't get in trouble for Spygate as badly as everyone wanted, right? So that happened to him, but not because of him. And not shaking Nick Foles' hands is a big deal. I guarantee. I mean, big deal. That was a rough Super Bowl. You got to remember, Super Bowl 52. Tom was out there on an island, man. No quarterback has done more to win a game for their team in the Super Bowl than Tom Brady did that night, and then lose. Okay, that was ridiculous, and he was pissed off. Him and Bill didn't even make eye contact much. They didn't even talk to each other. It was very strange. Tom would come off the sidelines glaring at everybody on the sidelines. I don't know who exactly he's looking at. We can only assume, but he looked pissed off, and he had this look on his face of betrayal almost. It was very weird. That Super Bowl was really weird. I don't think he was thinking about Nick Foles when that game was over. I think there was a whole mess of crap that was happening during that game. So you don't throw for 505 yards. No picks. The only turnover you had was the strip at the end, but you had a perfect game up until then. You don't put up that many points and then you lose in the Super Bowl. That's just absurd. So yeah, he felt like he was out there on an island by himself, and that's how it seemed. That's how it felt. I remember during that Super Bowl, guys, that I called my brother Stephen, and at halftime, and I go, "Where's Malcolm Butler? What's going on?" And he goes, "I think Bill is tricking the Eagles." He goes like, "I think he's gonna put Butler out there in the second half, and he's gonna be fresh. It's gonna be like brand new. He's got a brand new guy out there." And I said, "Really? You think so?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, that would be awesome if that was, if that was the plan. That would be cool, because we know he's used Butler in that way before. He's put Butler out there in the second half when a guy was struggling. In this case, it was Eric Rowe, I believe, that was really giving up a lot of yards, and I liked it. I liked the idea. I was like, yeah, that sounds like something Belichick would do. Oh no, he never puts him out there. To this day, we still have not been given an explanation on why. Not a real one. Everyone, the speculations, but never a straight, just here's what happened. And maybe Malcolm is not the difference. Who knows? Okay. But just the fact that he's suited up, he's on the sidelines, and you didn't even throw him in for one play just to see what would happen. At that point, the Eagles were dominating the Patriots defense so badly that, listen, you throw a monkey wrench in there, okay? You throw a monkey wrench, see what happens, see if it gets caught up and screws something up, changes something. You do anything, you throw anything at them that you can, and Malcolm Butler's standing right there on the sidelines, and you don't even try? That's my problem. The problem isn't that they lost specifically. It was how they did things. You didn't try. You didn't even try. If he threw Malcolm in there and it still didn't work, okay, fine. But I want to know why you didn't. And that still has to be answered for, and I still can't, It's just so stupid. Unbelievable. Oh, Jose, let's see, Jose's in the super chat. Jose, my dad, he's on here. He'll tell you right now, he's still not forgiven Bill for Super Bowl 52. $5. Jose Tejada sends a $5 super chat and says, I hate Bill after that Super Bowl. His defense was struggling, and Butler could have made the difference. It's all about his ego, and we've gone over this before, and yes, there was something about that going on. You guys remember in 2010 against the Jets in the divisional game, he set Welker for one quarter, for the first quarter, because he made some comments about Rex Ryan's feet. And he didn't even deliberately do it. He didn't even directly say it about Rex Ryan. He was just making little puns here and there, and it was funny. It was not a big deal. Why did you give the Jets the advantage there? Why would you do that? That was stupid. The only person that you're helping you're hurting the Patriots and you're helping the Jets. Why would you do that? There was no long-term lesson learned there. No. A few years later, Welker gets a cheaper contract with the offer with Denver and leaves you, probably because of stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of things that he's done that he says is best for the team. Was it best for the team when you let the greatest quarterback of all time walk out the door? Was that what was best for the team? Just curious. Just wondering. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. We have a $5 super chat from Israel. On Sunday, the Bills came up huge against the Ravens. Hope you're happier with them and Josh Allen. Harbaugh went for it on 4th and goal due to analytics, he said. Yeah, so I saw his comments. It gave him the best chance of winning that he thought. Well, evidently it didn't. So, yeah, that didn't work out, did it? You've got to coach with wisdom. And a guy who's been around as long as Harbaugh can't be doing that. We saw what analytics told that idiot coach of the Chargers last year. And the year, it was last year. How many? I think at least twice he lost the Chargers games because of his decision making, because of analytics. Analytics. There you go. I don't know. And then, an experienced coach, Israel, like that is, that's weird for him to say that. It's almost like he was deflecting. See, it's easy to say analytics, blame analytics. It's like these people get on TV. It's like, oh, it's follow the science. Follow the science. If you attack me, you're attacking science. If you attack me for going for it on 4th and goal, you're attacking statistics. You're attacking math. So you're stupid. I'm smart. Even though I made the wrong decision, even though we lost, I'm smart because I followed math. Math said that I was right. Dumbasses. Analytics also say that I am undefeated in Super Bowls. That's right. I have never lost a game, according to analytics. I have never lost a game. I have a perfect passer rating, according to analytics. I am the man. So, that's right. Analytics, baby. John Thomas Chavez sends $2 super chat and says, analytics are the McDojo of the NFL. Dave Wilhauer sends a $2 super chat and says, analytics say to never punt. Huh, that's interesting. Yes, it does. John Thomas Chavez, what, you've never thrown a pick six? Me either. Me either. I'm awesome. Oh, I know it's not a super chat, but when I see a great point, I put it up there. The Gord King says, Bill wrecked, going back to Super Bowl 52, Bill wrecked their chemistry as Butler had been on the field for the most snaps on D that year. Thank you for saying that, because I exactly what you just said. It wrecked the chemistry. They've been together all season, and to build on that, you've got Malcolm freaking out on the sidelines, and all of his teammates are going, "What the hell's going on?" And you're taking their minds out of the game. Okay? And there's something about Bill that he's missing. He's a great coach, obviously. But you're allowed to criticize people. Okay? It's okay. You can criticize people. There's something that he lacks in, and I've noticed it quite a bit. Things like that. Thinking on the human level, thinking about the people, how they are as people. He does not seem to care about the emotional side of things. Like, he never thought it was proper to compliment Tom Brady. He never thought it was appropriate to call him up or do things that said, "You're very appreciated here," And it's things like that he wouldn't see that. It's just like the game against the Packers. You got your third string quarterback, a young kid, and you've got him at the end of the fourth, and it's third and something. Can't remember exactly, but I think it's third. It's third and long, but you safely run it. Why not let him just throw it? Why not take a risk? Take a risk there. You're in Lambeau. No one expected you to be in that position. Okay? No one expected it to be 24 up, and that you could actually do something here, but you kind of play scared a little bit. Now, I understand if someone wants to say that what Bill did is correct, fine. But what about in overtime? What about in overtime when you still didn't trust them? You got the possession. Now you've handed the ball back to the Packers, and all they have to get, all Aaron Rodgers has to get is a field goal. In Green Bay, a field goal. With Mason Crosby as your kicker. That's not some idiot third string kicker that was playing, arena football last week. All right, that's Mason Crosby, and you didn't have the guts to, he didn't think about the human element. Here's the human element. The human element is, hey man, let's say Zappy, you put it in his hands and he doesn't get it done. He doesn't get the victory. Well, he didn't get the victory anyway. But let's say that you put it in his hands and he didn't get the victory. After the game, you tell him, "Hey kid, we lost, but I put it in your hands because I believed in you. I think you can do it. Okay? And I'll do it again. I'll do it next time. I'll keep doing it because we believe in you." All right? That's what that would have said. So even in a loss, he just elevated that quarterback's mind and mentality. Everybody would be like, "Whoa, what is that?" Now, I gave this same speech last year, Bucs versus Patriots, when he did not let Mac go for it. When they decided to kick that long-ass field goal in the rain that I thought never was going to make it, you've got to you took it out of Mac's hands while he's playing against Tom Brady. He's playing against the guy who he's supposed to replace in front of the Patriots fans, and you take it out of his hands to let Nick Folk kick a field goal like that. That was absolutely idiotic. Okay, absolutely stupid, and he wasn't thinking on that level. He was not thinking about the confidence boost it would have given Mac, and none of us would have been mad at Mac if he had just made a bad play on that fourth down. It's just maybe some jerk offs in Boston. Who cares? Okay, but those of us that have a brain would have been like, you've got to let your quarterback play. You got to let him try. You have to, especially the young guys. You got to give them confidence, man. So it's early in the season. It's regular season. Zappe never meant to play in this game. Hoyer got injured against the Packers on Sunday. You've got to let him do that. You've got to let him throw. That's how I would have done it, at least. So. Of the three Super Bowl losses, of Tom's three Super Bowl losses, the one that makes me angry is Super Bowl 52. That's the one that makes me actually annoyed. Like it just because it's dumb. That's the Super Bowl the Patriots should have gotten a blowout with. Okay, I think I don't. There's no excuse for that. What happened there? So that one annoys me. It makes me mad. Super Bowl 42 was sad. Okay, that one was emotional. That one was a gut punch, and it took long years to start feeling okay about it. Even today, when I see like replays from it, I still just like, oh, you know, that one meant something. That one was the 18-0 going 19-0 game. So that one hurt from that standpoint. But 52 just pissed me off. It just pissed me off. Like that was inexcusable. Super Bowl 46 doesn't even bother me for some reason. Like I can rewatch Super Bowl 46 and not feel anything really. Just kind of like, okay. I mean, too bad Walker didn't make that play, but that the Giants were the better team at that point. Tom's defense sucked. And you hearing that, people who think that Tom's always got a great defense? Yeah. Tom and Aaron Rodgers had the two worst defenses in the league that year. And Tom took his team to the Super Bowl. So I didn't feel good about that game. I something was wrong with that game, and it was just weird. And had Tom gotten the victory there, that would have been quite an achievement. That would have been cool. But I wasn't expecting too much from that. So it doesn't really have that kind of effect on me, really, because that defense was garbage anyway. Especially the secondary. The secondary was awful. So. Which line, Gord King? I'll post it. Make sure you. Which line? Or you must be. What are you talking about? Okay. Michael Howell says NFL Films released Patriots Do Your Job Well documentary 2 hours ago. Well, no one's doing their job well right now, especially the coaching staff. So, and I mainly mean in how you deal with your players, how you approach them. Yeah, Gord King, exactly. Yeah, fans act like Bill can't be let go when part of his MO has been letting guys go when it's time. Yeah. Once he let Tom just leave, then that means anybody's expendable, including himself. Although I'm not, I'm not one of those that thinks that it's time to fire Bill, you know. But fire him as GM, I'd be up for that. I'd be up for that. But as a coach, no, no, not there yet. Not even close. Okay. $2 super chat from Rafael Hagoy. He says, "You think we're better than our record?" Give me just a second. I'm gonna look back at week 1. Okay. Yeah. Week 1 was the Bears game. That was the guys. Just to be clear, Rafael is talking about the 49ers. He's a 49ers fan. Yeah, week 1 was the Bears game. That was the one where it was raining. It was really nasty and stuff. And I thought that was a game that you should have won. So I think if it wasn't in those conditions, 49ers probably would have won that one. I had picked them to win. Week 2, Seattle. Seattle's in tank mode. They had just come off putting everything they had into beating Russell Wilson. So Denver, that game was garbage. I don't know what the hell was going on in that game. Neither team knew what they were doing. They looked like they were, like just figured out how to play football. It looked almost like a preseason game. And then, of course, what we saw last night. So, yes, I think right now, what we saw last night, I think they're better. Yes, I think they're better than 2-2. Because those 2 losses, I don't think that those 2 losses would happen now. So if the Bears game was played now, and if the Broncos game was played now, I think the 49ers killed them. I think they absolutely just destroy them. So yeah, I think you guys are better than what your record is historically shown now. I think what I'm saying, let me rephrase. As far as a prediction, I think that they will prove that they're better than their record going forward. So, if that makes any sense. But yeah, Super Bowl 42 was awful. I can't explain it. I didn't speak. I didn't talk to anyone. Like it was awful. Just complete, just shocking. So. Thomas Allen says, after Bill let Tom go, Brady went to one of the lower ranked teams in the NFL and won the Super Bowl the very next season. Since Tom left, Bill couldn't win a coin toss if it was a 2-headed coin. Okay, so I have to say that my father is less forgiving of Bill Belichick than I've been, as you can see. So that's cool. But he is right about the team that Tom went to. If you guys didn't know this, so this is an interesting little bit of info. When Tom went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they had the lowest winning percentage of any franchise in all 4 major sports. Okay? American sports. So that is baseball, MLB, that is the NBA, NHL hockey, and the NFL. So out of every garbage organization there's been, think about all of the crap in all 4 sports, okay? The Bucs were the worst of everyone. And that's the organization he went to. The lowest of the low. The lowest of the low. It's just it's crazy. And won the Super Bowl the first year. And his head coach was Bruce Arians. He should get a medal for that. So, I mean, they did have that moment where they won the Super Bowl. But hey, what if the Raiders had bothered to change their plays before Super Bowl 37? What if they had actually thought, hey, you know what? This John Gruden guy, he seems familiar to me. Where have we seen him before? Oh, that's right. He was our coach last year. Maybe we should change our playbook. Maybe we should alter some things, just, bust it down. So, hey, if you did that, maybe Tampa might not even have had that Super Bowl. Who knows? So that Raiders team was really good, man. I was actually going for the Raiders in that game. So. Help of courage. 2005 to 2019, Belichick is the greatest football coach ever. 2020 to 2022, Belichick can't win a coin toss. I like that. Yeah, it's not looking good right now. But I did see I saw some encouragement against Green Bay, I'll admit. I watched the game again because I made some comments Sunday night, and I watched the Patriots game again. Um, the Packers weren't that bad, actually. Uh, Aaron made some plays. The running game was really, on at certain points. But I thought the Patriots defense just made, uh, had some good moments there. I think the team played pretty good with all things considered, and I liked what I saw. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing him play again, the Zappy to play again. I want to see what he can do when he's actually got the snaps, and knows that he's going to prepare. He's preparing to play. Um, but Bill will probably screw that up somehow. So I don't know. I don't know what he'll do. Maybe he'll trade him for some Fritos. Yeah, Biden. That's exactly right. The particular Bucs, the pre 2020 Bucs had some good players. They had like some, but they didn't have the glue that held it together. It was just a bunch of individual guys. So it was a bunch of individual stars. Uh, it's kind of like playing chess and you've got a bunch of queens on your board, but you don't know what to do with them. So the person that's got those queens all over their board has no idea how to make something happen and go with it and make it work. So it doesn't matter that you've got all those great pieces. And the coaching was, kind of whatever. So the defense was coming along. They weren't great, but a lot of the reason why they looked bad is because Jameis Winston kept throwing picks. And that's how your quarterback helps you. That's why having a good quarterback matters. The defense just didn't magically start playing better. Because they got new players and stuff. Nothing changed. The same defensive coordinator, same roster. What changed was Brady coming in. That's what the change was. That's what happens when you trade out a guy who's throwing interceptions and picks and a guy who is coming in and being more efficient on the field and helping the defense out. And then boom, there you go. All of a sudden, the defense can act like the defense. They can do their job and be who they are. There's a difference maker right there. So. So then Brady went to a stacked team. He went to a team that had some good pieces, but every team he was looking at could probably be considered that. You're 40, you're in your mid 40s. What is he, 43? Going to be 43 at the time. Was going to go into the season at 43, and the Patriots just basically gave up on you and gave you nobody to throw to. you got to keep in mind wherever Brady went. So he was talking to the 49ers. Had he gone to the 49ers, would everyone say he's got a stacked team? Okay. So no matter what, somebody was going to say something like that. But Tom brought along the key guys of the Super Bowl. So he brought with him Gronk, Fournette, and Antonio Brown. Those three guys happen to be the only ones who scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So if you know Brady, no, those guys aren't there. So it wasn't the guys that were there before. Now that's just one game. I'm just trying to say that wherever Tom went, he was going to take that with him. So if he went to the team that didn't have Mike Evans or Godwin, he still would have had with him AB and Gronk and Fournette as the running back. And that was going to happen. So wherever he went. If he had gone to the 49ers, he was going to be throwing to Kittle and Gronk. So what would everyone say? See, when people say that, oh, he went to a stacked Tampa, they're counting Gronk and Antonio Brown and Leonard Fournette. They're counting that amongst them. And you're counting Tom. Tom himself makes a team seem more valuable than that because they're not counting him. The whole stacked team thing, by the way, in the NFL is kind of weird. Let's see. I've seen a lot of NFL teams that do the stacked whatever, try to do that, and it really just doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, exactly. Every NFL, Milana said, every NFL team has great players. You've just got to know where your fit is. And the teams that Tom was talking to, the ones he was seriously talking to, were teams that fit what he was looking for. What he was looking for is people to throw to and a defense that didn't crap themselves every time a good quarterback played against them. Okay, fair enough. I think Tom's earned that, you know. Tom's team in 2020 was no different than the roster for the Chiefs. Why are the Chiefs not called that? I mean, you've got to include Mahomes there too, right? But the Chiefs also have Andy Reid. Don't you think Tom Brady would love to have Andy Reid as his coach instead of Bruce Arians? I mean, you got to think about that too. So there's so many. I know, Raphael, that you're not saying that. I know what you mean. You're talking about the people who sarcastically, are being jerks and trying to say that. But still, the NFL is not like other sports. And basketball is probably where a stacked team has the biggest effect, because one player in the NBA can really make a difference, because you're playing offense and defense both, and you can affect that team more directly. The quarterback is what matters. So Tampa Bay had some good pieces there, but it didn't matter, did it? It didn't matter without the quarterback. So yeah, that's and people do make too much out of kind of the players that were on the Bucs when Tom got there. Chris Godwin was kind of okay, like he had 1,000-yard season, but a lot of that was Jameis just constantly throwing the ball and throwing it up for grabs and stuff and all that. But Mike Evans was really the bona fide guy there, and Mike Evans was the one guy that was there. But other teams had that one guy too that he was talking to. So it's just kind of dumb. Honestly, I thought it'd be interesting to see Tom go to the Dallas Cowboys. I thought that would be kind of interesting to watch. My number one pick was for the 49ers to get him. I thought that would be cool because he would be back with his team that he loved when he was a kid. But other than that, I thought it'd be interesting to see him in a Dallas uniform. I thought he'd look cool in that uniform. And they had the right pieces and stuff. And then they could have traded Dak for other pieces to help. And, of course, he would have brought those guys along. So that would have been interesting to see. But what happened, right? So. Okay. Um, yeah, Gord King. Yeah, Chiefs have been stacked for years, but good for them for being well run. Well, that's just good decision making by an organization, and the Bucs did a pretty good job of that. And I always said there, Jason Light, the general manager, he's done a great job for them. And his best job was getting Brady. And then when he got Brady, he let Brady bring whoever he wanted. That is genius right there. You just let it happen. You don't screw it up. That's all you got to do. Don't screw it up. So thank you guys. Tonight has been very, very fun and interesting with all y'all's crazy super stickers and stuff. I got to watch this back again uh, later because, yeah, it's just, and again, yeah, it's just, you could say that about any team. You could say um, any team he was looking at has good players, whatever, whatever. I mean, this is realistically, just real quick, I want to say, this is realistically what people think. They think if Tom didn't go to the Jets or the Lions or something, then it doesn't matter, right? Whatever it takes, okay? But they would never say that about Mahomes. If Aaron Rodgers had gone to the Bucs, nobody would be mentioning, that he had a stacked team or whatever. That would never be brought up. So it just, we know what this is about. We know what the deal is. No veteran quarterback that is a hot commodity and that can kind of pick and choose what he wants to do is going to pick the Jets or the Lions just to why? Why would you do that? That's idiotic. That's absolutely dumb. It doesn't make sense. What do you think? I mean, you think LeBron James at this point in his career is just going to go and join some garbage team that has no players on it? What would be the point of that exactly? I don't understand. So Tom has done everything he can. He won six Super Bowls for the team that drafted him. You cannot do more for your organization than that. And everything he does after that is his prerogative. And nothing should be said. Although it is, but haters. And the haters are going to come out big this season. Just watch, like I said, regarding his divorce and stuff. So, again, I want to thank Santo Loprest for this. I really appreciate it, man. Oh, look, it's having that weird green screen effect on the blue. Ah, cool. Let's see. If I switch it to the blue screen effect, what happens? Ah, oh, look at that. That's cool. Okay, so. Da, 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 da. Cool. All right. Anyway. Thank you so much for this. This is an excellent gift, and I really appreciate it. And your letter, thank you very much for your letter.
There's a super sticker.
One more super sticker? You guys are crazy. They don't want me to leave. The show must go on. We're going to run it back. $3 super sticker. It's a Shiba dog moves his arm saying goodbye. Oh, they do want it to end. They're sending me away. They're even paying money to send me away. We shall defend Tom. John Thomas Chavez says. He puts the torque, and the completion misspelled all badly because he was having a typo one day. So I turned that into a little thing there. All right. So we're good, I think. Well, I don't think we've ever had this long of a reaction show, but there's some, I went off on some tangents there. It's fine. Guys, I will see you this Saturday. So like I said, I'm going to continue to post shorts and some clips, video clips and stuff to upload just to get things going. And I'm still working on other things behind the scenes, but for documentaries and stuff. Now, I'm on Truth Social. That's my handle, of course, is just Von Allen Sports. Join me there. Follow me there. Let me know that you were there. Comment, and I'll follow you right back on that. Okay. So, wait. Dave said I missed the super chat. Oh, I did. Thank you for telling me. Milena, you didn't. Milena's not doing her job. Dave, you should get mad at her. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Dave sends a $2 super chat and says, Patriots since Brady left is 18-19. Bucs with Brady is 26-11 with a Super Bowl title. So, absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you, and I will see you Saturday night at the usual time. So, good night, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Flag on the play if you're not subscribed to Von Allen Sports. But once you are, we'll make it up to your team in the fourth quarter. You're watching Von Allen Sports, real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go.
Von Allen Sports.